Happy Friday to you. Yay, it's Friday.
Buenos dias.
Yeah, we're both a little sweaty here.
Well, I wasn't sweaty. I was just realizing that I didn't quite blend good enough. Okay, I'm not looking at myself because...
So yesterday, I had to go and do some shopping by myself because my lady friend said, I really don't want to go. So now she knows how I felt for the first 30-some years of our marriage when she'd be like, we need to go do this. And I'm like, I don't want to go do that. So now I'm going to start telling her I don't want to do something.
Shit, you guys. It's not even funny.
Well, no. I think I've told you when we first started dating, she would come to the museums with me because I love me a museum. And after we're married, she's like, after we're married, I don't really like museums. So now when we go to the museum, she goes to the bar.
Well, I felt it was important to be honest now that we actually did the deed.
Can I be honest with you for the rest of our marriage? We're not fighting. This is just what goes on all day. So yesterday I went shopping for my still because this is what I started with, and these just look kind of very tiny.
And I would say it was for himself, but let's be honest.
It was for my still.
It's for both of us.
So I got this. This is a 12 gauge, 3-wire, which may be too small.
Good morning, Glenda, and good morning, Monica. How are you ladies today?
In Mexico, this was 520 pesos at the orange store, which we don't need to say what the name is. It's very heavy, though.
What is it? It's just thick
wire.
Gauge wire.
It is wire, yeah.
Already, though. You don't have to mix some like some will do.
Correct.
Oh.
I got some of these. I got 3 of these. These will take 100 kilos each, which is over 200 pounds.
Oh, look at what this is doing.
Wow. That's on blacked out.
It's blacked out.
So
good morning, Pat. How are you this morning?
We're being redacted.
Redacted. As we speak. Good morning, Leanne and Marie. It's so nice to see all your names popping up. I just love it. So I got a chat yesterday with my youngest son who was on his way to BC. He was kind of worried because of all of the regulations and stuff. But one of his best friends from childhood is getting married this weekend, and he really wanted to be there. So he thought he would take the chance, and he drove, and nobody stopped him. So he made it yesterday afternoon. Hi, Jolene. So he made it yesterday afternoon, and he's going to be there for his buddy's wedding. So I'm thrilled for him. I am really. It was a long drive by himself, and he's not a great traveler. He's not a great driver. He's a little fast, even for my liking, which I tend to drive fast.
You do.
But he is a good driver. Like I don't feel unsafe with Spencer. I just feel terrified because he drives fast. But
so Marie, thank you so much. She's having her morning Joe.
Morning Joe with my favorite people call me Nana.
So this is...
And this is Judy. Good morning. John's mom is watching this morning. Sheila, good morning.
She's the one that got you that.
Yes. Mario, good morning. How are you guys?
So this is... I got 2 of each of these. One is going to come out through the wall. This one right here.
Woo.
Oops.
You got a screw loose.
I do. And it is going to create a 220 thing that you can... like that. And then I'm going to have another one that's going to go from that box. So I'm going to be actually going directly where the pots and pans are because it's a straight shot down from the panel box, straight out through that wall. And it's going to just give us one of these. And then from there, I'm just going to plug in the still. So I still need to get a 20-inch round panel for the still to be on so we can roll it around because with 100 liters of stuff, it's going to be pretty heavy. Pigtails. I don't know what pigtails is. Unless it's an electrical thing. I'm not an electrical guy.
Which he still wouldn't know even if you explain it. Good morning, Kira. Where are you?
I bet you're in Edmonton.
Oh, did anybody notice? I got this. See? You know,
I'm getting one today, so don't worry.
I really don't like spending time on my hair. I like to be able to wash it. So I had a quick shower this morning and it was able to be quick because my hair is so short. I love it really short. I usually go every 3 weeks to get it trimmed. I did have my appointment with Lupita yesterday at Salon Divas. I highly recommend them. I know they're not for everybody. I mean, everybody has different needs and stuff, but for my hair, to keep it this short, Lupita does an amazing job. She is probably one of the sweetest women I've met down here. And I've met a lot of really sweet women. And her mom passed away in December, which made me sad because I didn't know until now because I hadn't gone back because my mom had been cutting my hair. And again, doing a damn good job of it, I will say. So my heart just kind of broke a little. And because I know how it is to lose your father, I know losing a mom is different. Losing parents in general is tough. So I'm going to get all emotional. So I'm going to stop.
Okay, so Marie says that's what we call those electrical appliance adapters. Okay,
Gotcha.
So this
that would be someone that knows something about electricity.
This is a pigtail. It doesn't look like a pigtail. I think we can put these in Amberlynn's hair. What do you think?
No.
She's got pigtails. So there you go. That is going to happen this weekend. It will happen this weekend, even if I have to do it, even if I need to watch a YouTube video to see how. Here's what I know. If you're going to work with electricity, you need to turn it off. And I also need to turn the breakers off on the solar because I don't want to be live with the solar. Because 5.5 kilowatts, although that is interestingly exactly what my element is on the heater, I don't think I want to run that through the house with me working on the electrical.
I don't want him working on the electrical, period.
So yeah, but I can do this. All I have to do is watch YouTube video. But I still am not going to be able to hook up the box because the box, it looks a little bit more complicated.
Sweetheart, I'll pay someone to do it so we don't die.
Yeah, but the thing is everybody's busy.
I know.
Everybody's
I can't
busy.
get him to wire my gas stove for canning in my basement. Oh, I love those hymns that can't seem to get those little jobs done.
Why is it that we don't get everything done until it's the end of the time? Specifically, I'm talking about you selling your house. So we had our houses for sale back in Canada, and only when we're going to sell do we do the jobs that we meant to do. It's kind of like just get the damn things done so you can start enjoying them.
Good morning, Jeff. Don't do it, John. Yeah.
We did do that here, though.
Or start the house on fire. Well, that's the nice thing about cement. It's not going to start on fire.
Okay, I will tell you a true story. I got this book on electrical stuff.
Oh, gosh.
This is our
just before you do that, I want to, because this is going to be kind of a long story.
Yeah, not really. But
Clem is thanking you for that video of the neighborhood. John got a new drone. He bought a Mavic Mini 2. Because his drone wasn't working properly.
Just terrible photos.
Terrible
Good video, but terrible photos.
So he did a video yesterday or the day before.
Yesterday, when you were gone, that you're getting your haircut.
Oh, gotcha. And anyways, Clem is thanking you because they could pick out our houses. So Sandra and Clem went through and they found our house and Lynn's house and their house. And
so I have to tell you.
And Jeff, good morning, TGIF, etc., etc.
There is a button on this drone, which is amazing. You click the camera, and on the camera, it shows the different versions. They've got this one panorama version. That's how I did that. All I did was push one freaking button. That button caused my drone to go chick, 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 chick. And it started to take all the photos by itself. And then I've got a software in my computer to attach those together. The only thing I did not like, and it's very difficult to do, is the blue sky. So when it's pointing up, it can go up 20 degrees, but it doesn't because when it's blue, how do you attach that all together? So I suppose I could fill it in with the blue sky using Photoshop or something, but yeah. So yeah, it's a really cool gadget. These drones now, they're getting so smart. My last drone lasted over 4 years. My first drone didn't even last 3 days. because you guys know that story.
In case you don't know, he ran it into a tree
in front of the president of
in
Mexico.
front of the president of Mexico, the
And the
president
military.
of Mexico, and the military. So,
like the real president of Mexico
Yeah.
at the time. So yeah, that was a long time ago. So what was I going to tell them? What story was I going to? Oh, about the electrical.
Yeah.
Very first time we bought this house, and it was an older house in Edmonton, and it had probably 20 years of electrical panels and outlets, just different styles throughout the entire house. And we wanted the newer flip switches, the white European style electrical, and the square plugins in the wall. So I get a book from Home Depot because I'm going to do this myself. And
and that was a wood house, okay, you guys?
I read the book and
You
do
read
all the stuff.
fine point or the basics.
So I did it in the kitchen. And I took my young family. Seriously, I did this because I knew this was going to be magical. So I take my kids downstairs with Christie. Christie's got the kids. And I go to turn on the breaker just to show them how an amazing job I had done. And as soon as I turned it on, fireworks started to erupt from the panel box, started flying out. All the lights went out. Instantly, quiet in my house. All of a sudden, my kids started to cry. It was
terrifying. It was freaking terrifying.
It was sad. It was terrifying.
And hilarious.
It was so funny. It was like a bad movie. It was just like, yes, I can see this as just a little bit in a movie where the husband is just so proud, wants to show his family. And it ends with the children crying.
So what are you guys' weekend plans?
I've really messed up over the years with electrical. There was this one time we had a heater. It was a Flame Master. Which is the one, Jeff, which is the boiler or the heater unit that people died from in Alberta, that was made in Alberta? Because we had one of those.
I think Flame.
It may have been Flame Master. I don't remember, but Jeff will remember.
Flamin'?
No, Flamin' is good. Flamin' is still around today. This one was gone. But what I would do is I would go down. Come on,
Jeff, we're counting on you.
I would do a little bit of work on the boiler, then turn on the electricity, do a test, blah, blah, blah. At one point, I forgot to turn off the electricity. When I go in there, it was so bad. When I was 12,
needless to say, he's not doing this.
I have two holes like right here that are scars.
Not holes, they're
scars
yeah.
Right here and here. And here is where it went in, and here is when it went out, or maybe the other way around. I don't know. But we had this television when I was 12 years old. And the TV, when we had gone we went to Uranium City. We flew up there for Christmas one year. We get back. There's now a hole in the side of the television. This television was bad, but we didn't get rid of the television. And I did not know this, but one day I'm working in the back of the TV, hooking up the cable or something. And the electricity went into my arm. I had over 5,000 volts going through my body. My brother thought I was kidding because I'm like, and fortunately I fell back. He didn't grab me, which is good. And when I fell back, the TV fell on my chest and I unplugged the television, which saved my life. So for 3 days, I'm kind of walking and I'm just holding my arm. I burnt my arm out and I was terrified to tell my parents.
As he should have been.
After the third day, I tell them and I just start sobbing because I can't move my arm. So I'll go to the doctors and they said, if you get function back, it's going to be a while. But fortunately, you have full function. And maybe I shouldn't. It
stopped at his arms, though.
maybe I shouldn't play with the electricity.
Duh.
I've got so many electrical stories.
So Jeff said Flame Master had a lot of issues, more so with the heat exchanger.
Yeah.
And then Marie said she is working, sending a chicken-killing cat to a new home, picking up some ducks and new layers.
I love ducks. Planting the garden, making homemade noodles.
Dang.
Yeah, the ducks.
You are a farmer, aren't you?
We loved the ducks. The ducks, really, the duck eggs, everything about ducks is fantastic, except their poops.
Jeff said, though, but a good Flame Master could last forever. I had a good one, lasted way longer than expected.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they were made in Alberta. They had something wrong with the heat exchanger and carbon monoxide got into people's homes.
Trying to be a Clark Griswold, huh? National Lampoon's Christmas? Yeah, no
Rita,
kidding.
it is so true. And thank you. Good morning. It is, I'm not really good at, my hands are very soft.
Well, he's not patient. That's it. Because if he reads it, he can learn it. I mean, he can learn other things.
The thing with the plugins in the wall, the reason that the breakers went off, there was something I was supposed to clip along the side,
Right.
which actually says on it, clip if you're going to do this, clip here. Never did.
That's why I said he doesn't quite read all of the instructions. He is still a guy.
Yeah. What are instructions for?
Happy Friday, Rita.
Thank you, Rita.
What are instructions? So you don't kill yourself or blow up your house or make your kids cry. Doesn't that make you feel terrible?
It was so funny. The kids were so young. It was such an awesome day. And I mean, you laugh about it afterwards. Just like yesterday with Terry when she was talking about getting bit by the donkey. At the time, it would have been now. Now she says, it's funny to talk about now because holy crap, a donkey just about ripped her shoulder off.
Well,
it ripped her muscles.
It hurt her.
And it stomped her. And then it just ran away.
No, I don't think it stomped her.
No, I think it had its feet on her.
It had butted her shoulder.
Yeah, she fell.
And then left. Yeah. So I'll PM a video of Drake and his new girlfriends when I get their new setup done this weekend. I'm assuming you're talking about your ducks.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear.
It is a Drake.
I don't want to hear any other guy's videos with his girlfriends. That's just creepy.
Ducks are like rabbits when they do it. It's just like boom, and teenage boys. Just boom, it's over. Thank you, wham bam, thank you, man. And the ducks, holy cow, it's crazy town.
All right, that's just more information than I want.
Yeah. So we have a thing to do eggs. I have the heater, the hydrometer, like the meter, and I could make a box to hatch eggs, but I'm not going to because we are not getting into that again.
No.
And I should sell that because I think it would be worth it.
Cheryl, how are you? You're up and at 'em early there, sunshine. I know Krista's back. That's awesome. My friend's daughter was in Uganda at an orphanage. She wasn't at the orphanage. She was helping out at the orphanage.
What a great idea. Just to make sure your children never find you, stick them in orphanages in other countries.
That's right.
That's a great idea. Cheryl, that was brilliant.
Krista is an amazing young woman. And
Leslie says, OMG, LOL, you're hilarious. Who is hilarious here?
Me. We know it's me. I mean, I think you're pathetic. I mean, when it comes to this kind of stuff.
I love watching him swim and preen in the Little Tykes pool. He's so happy.
You know what? Our ducks love the pool, but they're disgusting. Ducks shit everywhere.
They do. They really do. Yeah, ducks.
No quarantine for her.
Yeah.
Did she have...
Well, they're farmers too, right? So they're out in the middle of nowhere.
Did she have COVID when she was in well, I meant
Thanks,
John,
Les.
but really both of you.
Thank you. I am glad you can laugh at my almost dying over and over and over and over again. I think for me, my almost dying started when I was little. I had asthma. I was in the hospital a month of the year when I was a kid. And then I almost drowned when I was like 5 or 6. Woke up in an ambulance, and boy, did I pee a lot. Because when you swallow the water and
Farmers, oh yeah. Yeah, Shay and Matt and my mom are in Nordegg at my brother's cabin quarantining until, I think, must be Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure when their actual 14 days is up. I'd have to
They're
look
not
at
with
a
us.
calendar.
They're not with us, although we do check in with them. We sent them
we
pictures yesterday of Taylor. Yesterday, Taylor hit the piñata. It was the sorriest piñata you've ever seen. Now, the piñata itself was lovely, but there was only 3 kids in Amberlin hitting this piñata.
And the 3 kids, 3 and under. So not a lot of power in their hits.
So they're like, tap, tap, tap. And every once in a while, they'd break off a piece of paper, and we'd be like, yay, they broke paper. And
so finally, we got one of the girls to just go, okay,
beat the tar out.
Go whack it. So it only took one good hit, and she was able to knock it. And then usually when there's a bunch of kids, they're all like, whoa, to the candy. These kids are like, I'll take
just
one.
Walk.
I'll take one.
And the older kids, and I mean, there was only like 3 or 4 of them, older, like their 20s or late teens, and they're just, But it was funny to watch Amberlin because they had like a stick. The stick was probably this long. And Amberlin would start twirling it like a ninja because that's what she did.
And banging on the ground.
She would hit the little thing, and then all of a sudden she'd just start hit the ground. It would just be like
cute.
It was cute. It was
Jeff
so
said he
cute.
almost drowned 3 times.
Yeah.
Which other of you guys have had near-death experiences?
I was sucked out to sea at
John doesn't even
Destin
know
Ladera's.
half of his near-death experiences.
It involved her. She was going to kill me.
It's
But
been many times. You guys have seen some on this show.
yeah. So one time I was sucked out to sea. There was a hurricane going on. And here is the rule, and I think I've told you this, is that if you don't see Mexicans in the water,
Yeah.
it's not safe to go in because they know what the water looks like. If it's only foreigners in there and there's lots of Mexicans there, do not go in.
Yeah.
It is very dangerous.
So
I got sucked out, and as Spencer was getting sucked out, and I'm yelling for someone to come get him.
because they had actually kind of been pushed way over. So we didn't know this was getting bad until we noticed John kind of screaming. And
That day, there was 2 other people that died in the water.
Actually, 2 Mexicans drowned that day.
And I was the only one that didn't drown, and I ended up,
No, I didn't drown either. There was a lot of us that didn't drown.
It was an amazing time because that's really when I wasn't afraid of death anymore. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Had to talk with God. The water just stopped. I get out. Then as soon as I touch land, the water goes again. It was fantastic.
Yet I do feel he should be very afraid of death.
And they called the Coast Guard or the Mexican people. They did. They had to, because they thought they were going to pull my body out.
Yeah.
They didn't have to. But I did let go of a brand new fishing rod, new sandals, all this stuff. It was lost it all.
Well, and someone on the beach heard John screaming, so he went out there with a boogie board and was able to help Spence, because Spencer would have been like 9.
Spencer would have drowned. So yeah, it was a very scary time. So we learned now what to see how there's a rip current. You can actually see at the top of the water what is going on, and with that information, do not go in the water.
Yeah.
Period.
Absolutely.
Do never, ever, ever go in the water. So yeah.
I'm like a cat. I think I'm on number 7 or 8 lives now. I don't take too many risks in case I only have 9 lives. That's
then I will hide my still when you're here. I don't want him to risk his life.
No, he has to tell us if our whiskey's good, because we wouldn't know good whiskey.
I'm not going to make whiskey for a bit. I'm going to start with vodka and gin and then make whiskey later, because whiskey is one of those things that it's got to be aged to taste right. I've never had whiskey.
We have some good whiskey here that we're supposed to be sampling, but we haven't yet. Maybe we'll do that tonight.
Maybe.
Sample some whiskey.
One time our neighbors kept calling us because a tornado had touched down in our field. Hubs went out in his skivvies to give a weather report. Meanwhile, myself and the cat were in the basement with couch cushions in the bathroom. Very smart. Something about tornadoes, hurricanes, like the wind.
Yeah. Well, it's unpredictable.
It is.
Because you don't know what's going to happen, where it's going to go, especially tornadoes. I mean, hurricanes are water tornadoes, really, so it's the same thing, but you just don't know where they're going to switch off and move in, and yeah, they're terrifying. I mean, they really are. We've been through tornadoes and we've been through hurricanes now living down here.
I never in a million years would have imagined in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, that a tornado would come through and be so destructive and take so many lives.
So on that note, you guys, we do have to go because John has a hair appointment with the barber, and I am meeting...
Which is why my hair is like so good. So flowy today. I'm
meeting a property manager to pay some property maintenance fees for a client. So I just see a bunch of dirt glowing. It's clear otherwise. That's what he said, huh?
Yeah.
Usually whiskey is aged in barrels. Yeah. Oh, we'll have to buy a barrel. I guess we have to go to tequila.
They do sell barrels there. Leslie, you have a great weekend, and everybody else.
Yes, you guys, thanks for joining in, and we will chat soon. Bye.